Hello, patrons. Thank you all very much for helping out. I have something very special for you here. I'm going to read a transcript of, or parts of it anyway, of a Charlie LUTES lecture talking about the end times. This kind of dramatic adjustment occurs only about twice in a manvantara. And a manvantara is the lifespan of a universe, which is 377 trillion years. It's how rare this kind of transformation is. A transition of this magnitude has never before taken place. We're here at this time to witness this transition because we wanted the karma. This same kind of mass destruction occurred in Atlantis. The ones who were meant to believe their civilization was to come to an end believed it. 60 million people went down in Atlantis. 6 million were saved and went to Egypt. In this coming phase transition, all kings shall fall. During the final years, the establishment will fall to pieces. Sound familiar? There's been a time warp when time speeded up 20%. The difference in time is one of our own perception. The earth is in the process of raising itself to another dimension. Those who can't deal with this new spectrum won't remain on earth. Hell has to go. In other words, that which is non-productive has to go. Non-spiritual people and non-religious people have to go. It could be maybe as many as several billion people will be removed from the earth. You can't have heaven on earth with all the people that are here now. The spiritual or religious people will be protected. If they need to leave an area, they will be found and told to leave, or they will be taken away to a safe place. If you get a feeling you must leave an area, you will know the intuition is true because you will feel it from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. But by that time, you may just have time to get your hat. The earth will shift on its axis 3 times. There will be great geographical cataclysms that will break a tectonic plate. These cataclysms are actually necessary and will be appreciated later. Many cities worldwide will be gone. As many as 10 American cities will be destroyed. If you live in New York City, you'd better get a boat. Washington, D.C. will also be destroyed. What a shame. Maharishi said that D.C. was the most corrupt city on earth. Since the earth is maintained in a balance of 3/4 water and 1/4 land, as the geographical cataclysms take place and some land masses go down, others will come up to maintain the balance. Water is a great purifier. We'll get heavy rains for a 2-year period. One thing you must always remember during the transition is not to give in to fear. Fear will paralyze you. Fear is the only thing that will cause you to stumble. If fear comes, just speak to God and say, "Please help us." California will break into many pieces. The polar ice caps could melt from global warming. You think? Raising the sea level enough to flood some cities. Global warming is good in a way because it raises the vibration of the earth and makes it more spiritual. The safe havens will be east of the Rocky Mountains and west of the Mississippi, in Fairfield, for instance. Some areas that will be safe are Montana, the Dakotas, Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, and southeast Arizona. Right now, most of the world is sitting on the fence regarding the spiritual life. But at the moment of the transition, they will start to jump off the fence to be on one side or the other. Most of us are star-born people coming to Earth many years ago by what some call the UFO. Then we fell into a kind of sleep, caught up in karma or Maya. Before we incarnated on Earth in this incarnation, there was a pre-encoded trigger placed in our memory. It will create a signal that our time is near. A doorway opens and will mark a time of major planetary activation. This marks the time of mass awakening of the star-born people here on Earth. The influence of Jupiter and Venus is coming, and the influence of Saturn and Mars is leaving. If the transition becomes too chaotic, the UFOs will come to take us away. This will mark the beginning of the cataclysms. Until that time, just try to be as spiritual as possible. Now is the time to master the emotions. Don't react to negative emotions. Don't identify with everything that comes along. They will come looking for the spiritual lights. These portals are huge, 100 miles in diameter, large enough to take a populace the size of San Diego. Will be taken off in 3 waves, and all 3 of these waves will be completed in only a few minutes. It's best to be taken off in the first wave. The first wave will take most of the group known as the 144,000. Some of us might remain behind, not entering the UFOs. You don't have to decide whether or not to go because this was predetermined before you incarnated on Earth. The people inside the UFOs are gods in their own way, under the guidance of the Earth God. They were created for a specific purpose, to act as messengers and to bring us back to our spiritual self. Once inside, we'll enter a period of spiritual awakening. We even get new bodies. The beings who take us away will teach us how to take care of our bodies. Some of us might not even return to Earth, but rather travel through the universe. In many cases, those who are not spiritual enough to leave in the UFOs will go to sleep here and wake up on a different plane. Someone asked Maharishi what would happen if the phase transition got too destructive here on Earth, making life difficult. Maharishi answered that if that happened, he said, then I'll call the UFOs and they'll take us away. This really intimates that Maharishi is the Earth God that Charlie was talking about, the one who guides the beings in the UFOs. The awakening of this planet and its people involves vibrations of higher light. Satyug will be very different from Kali Yuga. We'll be pulling our sustenance out of the air. If we want or need anything, we'll simply create it instantly with our desire. Divine skills and gifts will be given to many. The light of holy forgiveness will shine in each human heart. The power of self-forgiveness will be extended to any and all. The wheat shall be divided from the chaff. As a result, most people will be forced to pay for their ways. Many will receive a special dispensation. Those who receive it but reject it will eventually be taken away from the earth. The cosmic door will close to all humans that will not vibrate in the light of heaven on earth. Their evolution will speed up, but this will work against them, and their ways will work against them in an accelerated fashion, speeding up their demise. There's lots more here, and lots more on the net too. Just do a search for Charlie LUTES and you'll find some transcripts there. This, I think, though, is unique. I'm not sure it even exists on the net. These are notes that I took from the lectures that I attended personally. See you later.
Just close my eyes again, climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train, trying to take away my worries.